तिब्बत विलयपछिको जोरजुलुम सहन नसकेर दुर्लङ्गे हिम पर्वत र नदी छिचोल्दै नेपालको भूगोलसम्म आइपुगेका शरणार्थीहरूको कहानी हो दुङ्गाल। तन र मनका असङ्ख्य घाउ चोट बोकेर यता आए पनि तिनको दुःख र कष्ट उस्तै छन्। देश गुमाउनुको अथाह पीडानुभूति अनि शरणार्थी जीवनको अन्त्यहीन अनिश्चितता बीच मुस्कुराउने प्रयासमा रहेका ती हजारौँ हजार तिब्बतीहरू आफ्नो पुर्खाको भूमिमा फर्कन पाउने आशामा बाँचिरहेका छन्। ती लाखौँ राष्ट्रविहीन मानिसहरूको कथा हो दुङ्गाल।
Dungal, meaning suffering in Tibetan, is a novel based on the status of Tibetan refugees in Nepal. Malika Keshari, the author of the book Dungal, pens down the challenges faced by the Tibetan refugees in Nepal. Namaste, Malika ji. It's really nice having you here on Tibet TV. Welcome to our show.
Okay, namaste. Thank you very much.
So, Malika ji, this is your third book, Dungal, and many people are already talking about it, and it's all over social media. Why do you think that this book is being received so well? Can you tell us something about the book?
Yes, this is my third novel. I'm happy to say that this novel is popular among the people compared to my previous novels. I think this novel is popular because of its content and story. The story of novel is about Tibetan refugee camp of Nepal and their lifestyle. It explains how they are living in Nepal with their different language and culture than local communities. It also talk about their father and forefather come here after Chinese government capture their country forever. After being thrown out from their own country, it explains what types of difficulties they are facing, what they think and what they want, whether they are satisfied or not, whether they want to back to their own country. This novel talk all about it. Yeah, how they are struggling inside the refugee camp. Mostly those things are unwritten in Nepalese literature. Most of the Nepalese people don't know about it. Few people know well about it, about the Tibetan refugee, but they don't want to talk on that. So it's a new thing, a new issue for Nepalese reader. Most of the reader don't know about the Tibetan who are living in Nepal because they themselves don't talk on it or hide it. Yeah, that's why Dungal may be popular among readers.
Okay, like you mentioned, saying that Dungal is about the sufferings of the Tibetan refugees in Nepal. And we know that you are acquainted with a lot of Tibetans and you have a lot of Tibetan friends in Nepal. And you could easily write a biography of a Tibetan who has a very interesting story of his or her own. But you chose to write a novel. So can you tell us why did you opt for novel?
Actually, this is the story of my village, yeah, where I born and grew up. I spent my childhood near the Tibetan refugee camp. That is the inspiring for me, write about the Tibetan people, because I know very well about them. Yes, you're right. It would be easy for me writing someone biography. I thought if I write someone biography, he or she will be in trouble because they are suffering. They are suffering not only for financially, they are suffering for other basic right as well. They are not getting basic requirement for life. In this situation, if I wrote someone biography, it can create difficulties for not only the him or her, but it may create the problem for whole Tibetan refugee community. I think that's why I choose the fiction. But the history of this novel is based on reality. That is not the only the haphazard story I'm writing. That is not only the imaginary story. That's not. That is the real basis story.
So it is based on facts.
Yes.
How did you get fascinated by the stories of the Tibetan refugees living in Nepal? And why did you think that it was important to tell the stories of the Tibetan refugees and write a book on the Tibetan refugees residing there?
I said there are two types of people in my village. Initially, I don't care. I don't care about them. When I grow older, I found two groups of people are really different. One group of people have full right. They can buy property, they can express their opinion, they can vote, they can organize event or any programs. Another group of people are fully restricted, yeah, on those factors, those events. Yeah, both people are on the same land, same village. Uh, physically, the physical appearance of both people are similar. There is no any.
So by two groups, you mean one being the Tibetan people and one being the Nepali people who lives in Nepal. Okay.
When I came to know that they are the refugee and we are Nepalese citizen, I decided to write something about those people who are not getting the basic human right. They have been restricted rights and struggling for their existence. That's why I wrote the Dungal.
Malika ji, now you know that the book is being covered by so many media houses and it's gaining a lot of attention. And you must be also aware of the fact that the issue of Tibet is a sensitive issue, even in Nepal, because of the high influence of the Chinese government. So how has the pressure been on you, or have you been receiving any?
I would like to clarify that I'm writing about the human issue. I don't think I'm writing against the Chinese government. The problem and suffering of them is real. They are searching their identity. That's real. They are worried about their future and their children because they don't have fixed land to live. Those facts are real. Writing the real fact doesn't mean I'm acting against the Chinese government. Tibetan refugee issue is not thing to ignore. This is the real problem. We have to address it. In some community, in same community, one person is suffering. Then how can another person ignore it? Yeah.
Exactly.
I wrote journal on those issues. We should have equal human right to share to the earth. We should give the respect to all people. We cannot dominate saying that they are refugees. Actually, till this date, I'm not getting direct pressure from any sources. Some phone calls I received, yeah, they try to get the information from where I collect the messages, who support me, who are my friends. But I don't. I think their intention is not good. So that I don't share the information. There are some blank calls blaming me, this and that. Those things I don't care. I'm going. I'm moving on. This is right. I have to support. I believe on it. So that I have to go. I have to ignore those things.
So basically, you are receiving messages and calls asking for the information as to how you got all the stories from.
Yes, yes. There are many phone calls I received. Who support you and why you are writing those books? What is your intention? Actually, there is no intention. I just want to show the real fact. There is no acting against any government. I'm making the different character. The name is different, but character are same.
You're just preserving the identity.
Yes, yes. That is the problem. That is the main issue. If I disclose the identity, then they may be suffer. So that.
Now that your book Dungal has become so popular, and I'm sure that there are so many people who wants to read the book, even the Tibetan people, and Malika ji, unlike the Tibetans living in Nepal and in the Himalayan region, there are so many Tibetans across the world who do not understand Nepali. So, is there a plan or a thought of translating Dungal to English?
Yes, I'm planning to translate the Dungal in English, and I talk one lady to translate her profession is the translation as well in Nepal. But she denies, she refuses, saying that this is in this issue I don't want to work. That's all right. That she can refuse. I'm planning to translate here because it is highly demand book now. So that I'm so happy. Near future, I'm translating this novel into English and publish again in English.
It's true, Malika ji. When it comes to the issue of Tibet, you know, you will always face challenges, and there are always people who do not want to talk about it. Anyways, in the novel, you have shown a lot of empathy towards the Tibetan refugees in Nepal, and you even believe that the sufferings of the Tibetan refugees are the sufferings of the Nepali citizens. So, Malika ji, you being a Nepali and residing in Nepal, what can be done by our Nepali brothers and sisters to help lessen the sufferings of the Tibetan refugees?
Yes, of course, suffering of the Tibetan is not only the suffering of them. Yeah, it is the suffering of humanity. Now we are talking about the human rights, freedom of speech, freedom of work, freedom of think. If if we restrict some community on our land for those basic needs, then how can we talk with the freedom? Yeah, it is not justice to them. It is not the equality to them. It is not the fair. As writing this book, I came to know that they are not getting even the RC card, eh? RC card, which is the identity of the being the Tibetan refugee. Not having the RC card, they are facing different legal challenges, legal problems. Yeah. Nepalese people can force to the government to provide good basic things. Yeah. Uh, they are here for more than 60 years. We should we should give him some basic facility to them. They just want the basic thing. They don't want to they don't have I think they don't have any interest in our local politics. They just desire to have basic things to survive. They also have to get the equal opportunity in education, job, and other creative work. Nepalese government also should give them identity, at least, yeah, their identity we should give. If they want to do any other thing, like a creative work, then you have to provide the opportunity. Most of the young people who born in Nepal, they saw their father and father country only on map. Yeah, but they love Nepal like a motherland. It's, yeah. We have to trust them. We have to trust them. Yeah, we have to believe on them. We don't have to be worry about them. We can rise voice to them, come out from the suffering, yeah. And then at least be human, being human.
Thank you so much, Malika ji. And I would also like to thank you on behalf of all the Tibetans for considering our stories, the Tibetan stories, as something that needs to be told to the world. And thank you so much for doing so. Thank you so much, Malika ji, for speaking to Tibet TV.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next episode of In Conversation with Tibet TV.